Gonna be golden. 영원히 깨질 수 없는. I think there's a formula for a K-pop hit. Hooky is definitely important. The melody came quite instantly. We just like looked at ourselves and like, Ejae, is this a hit? Like we're just like, wow, I think this is a smash.
Wired sat down with Ejae. She's the singing voice behind Rumi in Netflix's wildly successful K-pop Demon Hunters. She co-wrote several songs on the soundtrack, including Golden. We talked about what it's like inside the K-pop machine and if there's a formula to writing a hit song. This is the big interview. So the movie came out in June. It's become Netflix's most watched project. There's Oscar buzz. What's it like knowing that every kid in America knows the words to your song?
Oh my God. It's like a dream come true as a songwriter. And the fact that kids are like so blunt. So the fact that they love it, it's like, I feel real proud of myself, you know?
You got like the kid stamp of approval.
And it's hard to get kids' stamp of approval, so I feel like a cool person.
Can you tell me a little bit of the story of Golden and like, did you know it was gonna be a hit right off the bat?
I mean, in our little circle, yes, it was a hit. Sometimes, like, you know, I do hear from other songwriters, like when a hit happens, it happens quite fast. The lyric and the writing was a whole process, but the melody came quite instantly because I had this session with Mark, my co-writer, and I was like, Mark was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I have this melody. And he heard it, he was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So when we finished the whole song and the lyrics, we just like looked at ourselves and like, we're just like, wow, Ejae, is this a hit? Like, we're just like, wow, I think this is a smash. So yeah, amongst us, like we thought it was a hit.
Is there like a formula to making a K-pop hit or is it just different every time?
I think for like K-pop hit, hooky is definitely important. A concept that everyone can relate to and it's kind of easy to sing. I think with K-pop hits though, melody is also very important, but you need different elements. You have to keep exciting the audience, whether there's a chord change or there's a melodic change or rhythms change or something, second verse, it's a rap, you know? Because again, K-pop idols are usually in groups. So you need different members singing different parts, showing off their role in the group. That's one thing, and also K-pop, very important is choreography. There are a lot of songs in K-pop where the song got huge because of the choreography. So I think that comes hand in hand in K-pop. There is a general formula of like, if you start on one on the verse, start on like the upbeat, on the pre, and then the chorus come in before or something. Like it should come in differently. And also like melodically, like if you start here, kind of in the pre-chorus go higher, and then the chorus come back to the verse or like go higher. You know, there's like a formula to that. So I think with Golden too, it kind of followed that formula. Golden was actually quite interesting of being a hit because right now a lot of the pop hits are quite in the same range. It's more like lyrical puns and funny or concepts. But the melodies are quite easy to listen to. Whereas Golden is very melodic, right? But I do still think in pop and global hits in general, melody is king, 100%. Nirvana is a huge example of that. Teen Spirit, he's saying gibberish.
It's definitely something I expected you to say.
No, but seriously, it's like mosquito. It's like literally, but the melody is so good. And when your melody is amazing, and for me, I look up to Max Martin so much. He has like incredible melodies. It's just like, I have so much respect for Taylor Swift and Max Martin. That synergy is just amazing. So I think universally when the concept is really good and it's easy to say, and also when there's a good melody and a great message, you have a hit, I think.
There's been sort of a lot of talk right now about AI's infiltration into songwriting and just artistry in general. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, did you use it at all for the movie?
No. One thing I find so interesting, so fascinating, is like, people are like, oh, like it's an animated character and it's a girl group and they're singing. It's AI. Like, why is this AI girl group becoming #1 and stuff like that, right? It's hurtful because we work so hard. Like, I'm a singer, I'm not an AI.
As a songwriter, like you've kind of been more behind the scenes. What is your relationship with fame right now? Like, do you consider yourself famous?
No. I consider the song famous, which I love. Fame is a tricky thing. You know, I was a K-pop trainee myself, and my grandpa's also an actor. So I've seen fame in different angles, and it's very beautiful in the front, you know, but it can get very, very dark. I feel like fame is definitely not for the faint heart. And so I'm trying to navigate through it. Suddenly getting all this attention is it's very new. I can't quite say it's natural for me, to be honest. I love being behind the scenes and working with people behind the scenes. But yeah, I'm trying to get used to it.
I was listening to an interview with Maggie Kang, and she was saying how it took her years to even be able to pitch this movie, and she didn't come across any like animated Korean movies. What does it mean to have this breakthrough moment and so much success, and for that to be an Asian story and a Korean story?
Oh my God, it means the world. It means so much as a Korean American, Asian American woman, and it just feels so cool to be finally like portrayed as not the typical portrayal of Asian woman. I feel like, which is like, what do you call it? Like subservient, yeah, and like quiet and passive and always like listening. Because I'm not really like that. I'm quite like outspoken. I'm quite blunt. First was a superhero a movie about Korean women, and they're like so funny. They're goofy. They're not just only strong and badass, but like they like eat their food like crazy. I do it all the time. Like we binge on our food and just like. I think that's what I think is beautiful about the film, portraying that side of too, seeing that as cool, you know.
Obviously, like K-pop has been huge for a long time, but this is introducing so many new people to it. Do you feel like, I don't know, how do you feel about that? Do you worry about it becoming like diluted? Like, is there concerns around authenticity?
No, not at all, because again, this film, like there were a lot of Koreans that were a part of it. You know, I'm one of them. You know, I wrote all the Korean lyrics except for Soda Pop because I'm bilingual. I always try to make sure that the end sentence or end rhyme of the Korean lyrics rhymes with the English lyrics. So Golden, for example, gonna be golden, 영원히 깨질 수 없는. It rhymes and it makes sense. So I think that was another thing that I think people appreciated probably. I mean, I liked it. So
What are your favorite sort of like Korean Easter eggs in the movie?
there's so many. For example, it's very small, but like the scene where Rumi like loses her voice and she like runs out, and then Mira and Zoe are in like this restaurant and they were in their sweatpants. And they're like drinking, they're eating soup. And the fact that it's not like the typical bulgogi food, it's like 국밥, which is Koreans would know. And the way like the Korean kimchi radish was in, like the way that the chopstick were put, it was so authentic. So, and those little details is what I think the Korean people definitely appreciated. Oh, another one, Easter egg. I love when they say 가자 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 가자. Like in between. That means like let's go.
I love that. I feel like every language has a version of
Yes,
that.
100%.
Yeah.
And for me, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I do that all the time. So that was such a beautiful surprise. I think another one was that actually people don't notice that much is the fact that in the plane, they're like sitting on the floor and they don't really sit on the couch. Korean, I feel like I know this with my friends, like we sit on the floor and eat. That was a really cool detail. And the way Mira sits in that scene that I was talking about earlier, where they're eating that stew, her I can't do it right now, but her legs like up, she's eating like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so Korean. That's such a Korean stance, which I do all the time.
I want to go back to you being a trainee for SM Entertainment.
Yeah.
And like, so how old were you when that happened? Can you like tell me a little bit about this world? Because I find it so fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's still fascinating for me too. My dream to become a singer was like 3, 4. And then I started auditioning around 10 or 11. And then one of them was SM. And I got in and you start training quite immediately. You learn how to dance, sing, jazz dance, rap, Chinese, Japanese, like whole thing.
Wow.
All day, literally. Every couple months, there would be like showcase of like showcasing what you've learned. Every Sunday, actually, all the trainees would join in one room and we would go in front of the camera and sing and speak our Chinese and do our dance moves. So it was like intense, I'm not gonna lie.
What was the criticism like? Like, was it harsh? How do you cope with that at a young age?
Damn, I don't know I don't think I knew what coping meant at that age, right? We just take it literally, especially when you're 11, when you're going through puberty is when like girls are so sensitive. It wasn't easy, not gonna lie. It wasn't easy. It's very competitive and you're kind of trying to do this job that's essentially an adult job, you know what I mean? All I could do was work hard and always try to put my best foot forward and always I was craving for a compliment. That was constant. Like, oh, you did so good today. I just wanted something.
Did you get those very often?
Not really. I tried to. You got better or something, but it's very objective. Like looking at it now as like an adult, I understand the reason behind certain things when it comes to marketing or something like that. But at a young age, it's like, it's not easy to hear. I'm glad the fame is coming now than it is when I was a kid.
So you were a trainee for 10 years?
A little over, actually, like 12.
What kind of made you walk away from it? And were you expecting to like debut in a group like during that time? Did you come close to that?
Yeah, I was supposed to debut and that didn't happen. And then I discovered like underground music and my vision and SM didn't align. You know, girls and guys would debut quite early, quite young. I was like 23. So that's quite like, that's like grandma age for the K-pop industry.
Don't say that.
I'm dead serious. Like, yeah, so that's kind of like one of the reasons why it just didn't work out, especially when it comes to my singing too. My singing didn't really align with kind of their vision, I think. I have a very lower tone, clearly, a raspier voice, so I have no hard feelings about that. But as a kid, you know, it hurts.
I mean, looking at where you are now, like, does it give you any satisfaction just thinking back on the people who maybe didn't believe in you or who didn't give you an opportunity? Are you kind of like, you can be petty. I am.
I don't know. Like I said, like, I get it. Back then, I was not, like, at the level that I am now. Like, I couldn't sing those high notes back then. So I get where they were coming from. So I do feel satisfied in the fact that, like, I didn't give up and I just kept going. I think the biggest regret I had when I got dropped was I felt like I let down 11-year-old Ejae who really wanted to become a singer. So in that respect, I feel, I'm just like, I hope I made her proud. It's like the biggest thing I feel.
With Rumi's character sort of like feeling like she has to mask her patterns, like, I don't know, did you relate to that?
Big time, absolutely. Very competitive industry, and looking perfect, sounding perfect, dancing perfect is essential. K-pop is not just about the music, it's about everything. Visuals, packaging, marketing, how you speak, are you smart, like how you dance and everything. So it did make me feel pressured to make sure to always hide away all my insecurities and all my flaws. Oh, and that pressure was really, really heavy. And so I understood that pressure of wanting to hide that, to be accepted, to feel loved. Oof, that was really, really hard. And I think I related to Rumi a lot in that.
Has anything weird been happening in light of how big the movie has become, just like on a fan level? Like, or do you feel overwhelmed?
Fan level?
Yeah.
Oh, thing is, like, the fans have been so amazing. I think the fame part is a little tricky. I don't want to read comments because I have, and I was like hurt by it sometimes. But like that's what I'm saying is like the fame part doesn't fit with my personality because I was very like honest with myself. Like to be in this industry, you gotta have thick skin. I don't think I do. So like I was like really real with myself.
What's the most like toxic or intimidating element of the fandom?
Well, you know, when I was writing Your Idol, it was inspired by that. I saw the dark side of it, and part of that was the intensity of the fandom. One of the times I had experience when I was a K-pop trainee was like, at that time, there was a boy band called TVXQ. They were huge at that time. And I still remember there's like a third floor dance practice room and a first floor, and we had to walk up. And to walk up, it's like up, up. And right here was like this glass door. It's just glass. The fans were all over that door. And they would try to open it, and once they had like a little bit of like a crack open, and then whenever the female trainees go up, they would throw trash and call us names, really bad names. And mind you, we're like 11, 12, maybe old, like 14. And I just remember that so clearly and feeling so scared. They threw trash at us. So that was like a really dark moment that I experienced. SM definitely protected us from that. So once that happened, they blocked everything out. But that was like an intense fan scene I've seen.
What do you think that was about? Like, why call you guys names and throw trash if they're, fans of the genre?
It's like tricky when you're idolizing someone so much. It can get intense and it get very dark fast and toxic. So I think the obsession can make you very blind to your intense emotions. And a lot of the fans are like teenagers, and I feel like when you're a teenager, you're going through puberty, you feel lots of intense emotions.
What is your relationship to ambition right now?
What a cool question. Ooh. Toxic, I'm kidding.
Same.
It can be, right? I swear. That's like Golden. Golden is a bittersweet song. In that moment with Rumi and the character, she's like really focused on the honmun and getting that achievement that she kind of ignores her flaws. You know what I mean? And even in the movie, you see her saying, like, no more hiding while she's hiding. And that's a really important part of the message, part of that song. So like, as much as it's great to strive and be ambitious and go, always do it in a healthy way. Always keep talking to yourself while you're doing. Don't ignore your health. Don't ignore your mental health. Be real with yourself while you're being ambitious. It's a great balance, I think, is important. So my relationship with ambitious is healthy, I think.
When you were on SNL, like, were you nervous to sing?
I'm always nervous to sing. I'm nervous in the studio to sing. So the fact that I'm performing it is a huge jump for me. My comfort zone and usually where I feel the best singing is my own little corner in my house in Brooklyn. But yeah, that was a huge jump. I was so nervous.
What do you see being like next for K-pop?
I think K-pop was kind of going through this like pop direction. I think it kind of lost its K-pop beauty. And what I find it is like K-pop has a very unique approach to genres. And they love to mix things up. Just like how Korean people in food, they like to mix things up. Like bibimbap is just a mixture of all these things. And I love that about Korea. And I think you see that a lot in the movie with K-pop. You see different genres mixed, different melodies come up randomly. Rhythmically, it's always changing. Suddenly the bridge is a different song, you know? And that's the beauty of it. So I think maybe that will come back more. I want it to come back more. Embracing that side, having a lot of Korean in it as well. I think that maybe very curious.
Well, thank you so much. This was totally fascinating and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you.